Yo, what's going on, guys? A couple things to talk about in this video, including some major games missing out on Steam releases and Epic Game Store releases for that matter. Not too surprising on them missing out on Steam releases, but we'll talk all about it. First of all, Star Wars Outlaws and Avatar Frontiers of Pandora will be exclusive to the Ubisoft Store, not coming to Epic Game Store or Steam. So these are two Ubisoft titles, of course, and Ubisoft and Steam, I don't want to say have had a falling out. It's rather Ubisoft has decided not to put their games on Steam right away. Now, a lot of that was interesting because Ubisoft has been putting their games on the Epic Game Store. For example, Assassin's Creed Mirage will be on the Epic Game Store and it will be on Ubisoft Connect right out the gate on day one, but it won't be on Steam. I imagine the Steam release will come sometime thereafter. In the case of Star Wars Outlaws, as well as Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, they are listed just for a release on the Ubisoft Store and not on the Epic Game Store. Like I said, Assassin's Creed Mirage is listed for Epic Game Store as well as the other platforms, Steam excluded, and then The Crew Motorfest, same thing as that. It'll be coming to Ubisoft Connect as well as the Epic Game Store. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, obviously, out in December. Star Wars Outlaws, out sometime in 2024. I understand why Ubisoft is doing this. First of all, I think for Assassin's Creed Mirage and The Crew Motorfest, they probably got some sort of check from the Epic Game Store to not put that game on Steam. I don't understand any other reason why that would happen. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why would you put your game on the Epic Game Store but not on Steam? Because, you know, that just doesn't make any sense. In the case of Star Wars Outlaws and Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, okay, they're trying to cultivate popularity in their own platforms. Those two games, Star Wars Outlaws especially, if Outlaws turns out to be a good game, I do think that in particular, I think is a big enough game where it can draw in an audience to a different launcher. And there's a lot of people that are already using Ubisoft Connect regularly just because, you know, the Assassin's Creed games are popular. Even if you buy your games on Steam, you gotta go through Connect, etc., etc. But as far as buying games directly through Connect, it needs to be a sizable game. Star Wars Outlaws, I do think, is that. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, I don't know, maybe I'm underselling how big of an IP Avatar is, and sometimes that happens to me where I'm so disconnected from how big an IP that I'm not into really is. Like, I definitely had a little bit of that with Harry Potter, and I was taken aback with the numbers that Hogwarts Legacy was pulling in. I kind of got the idea of how big Hogwarts Legacy was going to be ahead of that game's launch, but that's just the reality. When you're talking about IPs that are incredibly popular outside of video games, that's not really in my wheelhouse. I can easily assess the popularity of an IP like a Final Fantasy or a Call of Duty, but when you're talking about IPs outside of gaming that have gotten really popular, like an Avatar, like a Star Wars, like a Harry Potter, that's a little bit less so in my wheelhouse, because for me, the entertainment medium that I'm only focused on is really video games. I don't watch much television. I don't watch movies that often. I've been trying to make it out to the theaters a little bit more frequently, but you guys get the idea. Again, Outlaws and Avatar, I think Outlaws especially, can be games that can draw people over to that audience. I know a lot of people are going to be upset by that fact, but, you know, that's just Ubisoft's MO. What I would recommend, for those of you that want to get these games on Steam, but you still want to play them, Ubisoft does have their subscription service, which is low-key a banger if these games do interest you. It's $15 a month, and it gets you the highest tier edition of any game that Ubisoft drops. So I believe it's like Ubisoft Plus or something like that, and then obviously it's like EA's subscription service that gets you the back catalog of games. If I want to play these games, that's probably the route I would go. I really want to play Assassin's Creed Mirage. I want to see if that's going to be taking me back to the Assassin's Creeds of the olden days. I'll probably sign up for Ubisoft Plus to play that game, to be perfectly honest. And the thing is, by the time Assassin's Creed Mirage comes out, I'll also have access to the Crew Motorfest with my 1-month subscription of Ubisoft Plus. So probably play some Assassin's Creed Mirage, probably play a little bit of the Crew Motorfest, and then unsubscribe, and then I'll be on to Spider-Man 2 or something to that effect. And then come December, if you're interested in Avatar, you can sign back up, or you can wait even longer. Let's say you wait until the end of January. Well, that's probably a route I would go. Like, let's say you sign up in October for Assassin's Creed Mirage. You can also play the Crew Motorfest, because that comes out in September. Play through both of those, get as much game time as you can out of those two games in the span of a month while you're subscribed, unsubscribe, and then come the end of January, sign back up to the service, and then you can play Avatar Frontiers of Pandora as well as the new Prince of Persia game, which, by the way, that game is $50 $50, so it's not like that's a cheap game, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, probably a good idea to sign up for that. And then, ultimately, if you do want to have those games on Steam, by the time they come to Steam, you've already completed them, but if you do want to go back and play through them again, do some additional content, etc., etc., usually the Ubisoft games drop on Steam at a significant discount. Valhalla dropped it like 75% off. Riders Republic was like $15 out, you know, instead of its initial $60 price tag. So that is the route that I would recommend you guys go. I think that would be pretty effective, you know, to still be able to play those games. I know, like, a lot of you guys just hate Ubisoft, and I can understand why. Like, Ubisoft, like, let's be real, Ubisoft, for my liking, has not put out a lot of games that I like. I do like what I see out of Star Wars Outlaws. I'm really interested in that game. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, honestly, did not hit home with me. I don't know. I'm not a big Avatar fan. Don't care about the movies or anything like that. Assassin's Creed Mirage, again, that's kinda, like, I'm cautiously optimistic for that game just because I wanted to harken back to the Assassin's Creed games of the olden times, and if that's what that game is going for, and we did hear that the world of that game is going to be reminiscent of the size of a Revelations or a Unity, that's right up my alley. I'm really going to enjoy something like that. I'm down for a 15 to 20 hour Assassin's Creed game. I don't need a 100 hour plus Assassin's Creed game. Some of you guys like those games, more power to you, but that's not what I'm after. I am gonna, like, give some of the other Assassin's Creed games a shot because, like, I really do want to get back into Assassin's Creed just because that was the franchise, like, while I was growing up, really through my teenage years, like, Assassin's Creed was probably, I wouldn't say my favorite franchise, but every year when those games were coming out yearly, that was one game and one franchise I was like, yeah, no matter what else comes out this year, Assassin's Creed, probably not going to be my game of the year, but going to be a game that I enjoy every year. And we're coming up on the decade mark since Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag came out, which is insane to think about. And that's my favorite Assassin's Creed game that has been released. I know a lot of you guys go towards AC2, but I digress. Let me know what you guys think about this. Again, I think the Ubisoft Plus route is going to be the most effective way for you to play these games. With games like Star Wars Outlaws, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, Mirage, and Crew Motorfest, there's gonna be souped up editions of these games as well that are gonna be like $80, $100, $120, just egregious price tags that, you know, you pay for a month of Ubisoft Plus, you get all that content right to you. Play the hell out of those games for that month, see if you can get your mileage out of them, and then move on with your life, play the next game that's coming out, unsubscribe to the service, and then once they drop on Steam, if you do want to play those games and you want to have them on Steam, they'll probably be like 50 to 75% off, and they're probably going to be much more advantageous pickups at that stage of the game. So that's the route that I would go, and I think I'm gonna, like, hammer that home as we get closer to the release of these games for those of you that are upset with these games not coming to Steam, because I think that's going to be an effective way to ultimately play your games. The only thing is, if you want to play them on the Steam Deck, that's going to be a bummer, but who knows with, you know, next-gen only titles how they're going to run on the deck. I would imagine AC Mirage would run fairly well on the deck, given that it is a cross-gen game, as well as Crew Motorfest, but that'll do it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.